Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Almont Community Schools Board of Education meeting on October 27th of 2025. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Burrow, will you do roll call, please?
Mr. Eckert here. Mr. Burrow here. Mr. Rotarius, absent. Ms. Frederickson, absent. Mr. Wade here. Mr. Burns here. Ms. Smith.
Here.
We have 5 present, 2 absent.
Thank you. Adoption of the agenda. Any addition?
No additions.
Deletion?
We do have a deletion. We won't have a student council report tonight due to illness. Sorry to hear about that. So delete A under communications, please.
Any amendment?
Just the note that you received earlier for the fact sheet. Just want to make sure that was seen by the board from the recommended to rejected for one of the policies.
Communication?
So we are going to start then with our rater recognition with Principal Bruno. I don't know if he's bringing an entourage here with him from the PTA, Mrs. Burrow, but we are gonna.
I did bring a friend.
You did? Okay, Mrs. Burrow's here to help us with the Blue Ribbon School announcement.
Yeah. And sorry for my technological problems. I disconnected there for a second. So, well, thank you all for having us this evening. I've also brought Mrs. Amanda Burrow from the PTA here because they play a huge part in our school as well. And she's going to share some things that the PTA is supporting us with. So, you know, you guys hear a lot of cool presentations here, but I think, I don't mean to toot our horn over at OP, this might be the coolest one yet. So, for those of you who haven't heard the amazing news yet, we are a national Blue Ribbon school at Orchard Primary, or now we're just a Blue Ribbon school. I'll explain why in just a minute. So over the past 43 odd years, the Department of Education has honored the best and highest performing schools in the United States of America. There's 2 ways you could get nominated, 2 different categories. You could be an exemplary high performing school, which is us, or you could be exemplary in achievement gap closing. To be one of those high performing schools, you have to be top 15% in ELA or math in your state, because we're amazing and we have the best teachers and students in the country. We are a top 15 in both. So a little bit on how we got chosen, just to give you some background, if this is something that you're not super familiar with. So in February, I got a call from the MDE kind of out of the blue, and they're like, hey, we'd like to nominate you guys as a National Blue Ribbon School. I said, well, that's cool, let's do it. And so they sent us this really extensive application. I've done a lot of grant applications. This was on the longer end of things we've ever gotten, but I mean, super cool. So they ask you all kinds of questions about, you know, what makes your school special. So they ask you about our school and our community. And so we shared things like, you know, Orchard Primary, heart of an amazing little town here in mid-Michigan called Almont. They ask you about your curriculum. So we talked about, you know, big ideas, math, you know, mystery science, all those tools that our teachers use to help get the best out of our kiddos. Talked about our expanded STEAM program we've been doing over the last couple of years. Talked about how we house the MOSI program, which is really cool for a lot of different reasons here at Almont. How we engage with the families in the community. So I'll let Ms. Burrow talk a little bit about some of the things that we do to engage with the community, because I think that's another piece of what makes us a special place.
So as the PTA, we do our best to promote anything and everything, especially when it comes to the OP. Obviously, I feel like most of you have had or have children that are in the OP or went through the OP, so you know about all of the many fundraisers that we provide, put on, etc., for the students and families to help raise funds for the school, for classrooms, to help put on other events that we do, and we feel like we help play a huge part in helping to engage with the families and the community as a whole, whether or not you have children at the OP, and we do that by utilizing, we have a PTA Facebook page, and we are posting on there constantly, and we try to give updates as much as possible. We also give a little we've been calling it a blurb in the school newsletter. So if you have an OP student, you're getting updates from us in that newsletter as well. This year, thank you to Mr. Collin. He got us access to Class Dojo, so that is another way that we can help reach the families in the OP to get the information out to them. We're also really we try really hard to share school events, like if it's not something OP specific or anything like that, we are still sharing it on our Facebook page and helping to get the word out for that. And then we try to do our best with helping to put on events however we can contribute. So like the recent spooktacular that we just did last week, the creepy crawl, we helped put on that event. We provided dirt cups, we provided a meal for all the volunteers, which they promptly devoured because it was mostly high school students. So we try to do contribute to events like that. We also work with the teachers who put on March's Reading Month, and we help provide the funds for assemblies, and if there's like any goodie bags or any snacks or treats or anything like that, we try to help out with that. So that's how we help engage.
So one of the last things they ask you on that application, and just part of this, is like, what makes your school special? Like, we're highlighting you as one of the best schools in the country. What makes you special? I've been asked a lot of hard questions in my life, and this was a pretty easy one. And I said, it's the teachers, man. It's the staff. If you've ever had a kid at OP, you know, like you've seen the amazing quality of folks that our kids are blessed enough to work with. And this is a huge honor for all those people, some of them who have spent, 30 plus years at our school. And this is pretty cool to have such an amazing teaching staff, have an amazing set of families who work to support us. And what is just a great place. So to get in the door, though, of being nominated as a high performing school, you got to be one of the top performing academic schools in your state. And so, I mean, we are almost 70% proficient on the M step. That's our third graders. And then this also includes our fourth graders. We are outperforming the state by almost 30%. That's awesome. And even similar schools by 17%. I mean, that is bonkers awesome. Like, I know that's not a professional a term or anything, but like, can't express enough how impressive that is. To break it down just a little bit, that's a little bit smaller, and I apologize, but we were 65% proficient on ELA over the past 3 years and 71 on math. Again, outscoring the state average by anywhere between 20 and 40%. And that's ridiculous. Like, I've been part of some really high performing schools in my career. I came from one of the highest performing schools in the state of Idaho, and we weren't outperforming the state the way Almont Orchard Primary is. So high praise to our teachers and our kiddos for the things that they do in our building. To get results like that is truly impressive. I won't read through all of these, but I'll share this presentation with the board for you guys to see. This is also publicly available on our school page every year in that annual performance review that we put online. Just highlighting that, on both the M step, we're the highest in the county almost every single year, as well as if you look at our NWEA data, which gives a little more comprehensive view, K through 3 or in fourth, when fourth was over there. Just getting really, really high and very impressive results from our students. Huge credit to the hard work our kids put in and the hard work our teachers and just the whole staff puts in to get us those kind of results. And you guys know as well as I do, just, the challenges of being a smaller district, right? We don't have the big tax base and the big tax revenue that you'd get in a place like a Romeo or one of those big, or a Grand Blanc or something like that. On the, $3,000 less per pupil expenditure than the state average, and then to outperform the state by 20%. I mean, talk about impressive from what our school and what our kids do. Like, incredibly cool. I should mention, though, this is kind of a unique year for the Blue Ribbon program. I said, like, at the beginning, it was like a national Blue Ribbon, and now I can't say that anymore because, in September, I get this email from the Federal Department of Education saying, hey, you're a national Blue Ribbon school. And then like 3 weeks later, they're like, well, actually, we're not going to continue that program anymore at the federal level. But the state of Michigan decided, hey, we still want to honor the 13 schools in the state of Michigan that had received this honor from the federal government. So on November 13th, Ms. Vaughn and 5 of our amazing teachers are going to get the opportunity to go to a state board of education meeting and get honored there with those other 12 schools. So that'll be really cool. But also kind of cool we're that last class ever honored with this. That's what send us out on a high, right? I just want to underscore, though, too, how big of a deal this is. So there's about 3,500 schools in Michigan. 13 schools were honored this year. So we're one of 0.3 schools in the state to be honored with this. In the last 43 years, 9,000 schools or so have been honored with this. There's about 115,000 schools in the entire country. So in the past 43 years, only 7.8% of schools in the whole country have ever been honored with this. In this year, only 0.2% of schools in the whole country got this honor. I mean, what an achievement for our staff, for our students, for our families, for this whole town. I mean, that is a just ridiculously small percentage of schools that get this honor, and we got that because of the amazing work that our folks do there. Like, I could not be more proud to get to speak to the work that our folks do. No Lapeer County school in the last 11 years has got this. That's as far back as the state's records are showing online. So I'm just going to assume no Lapeer County school's ever gotten, and we're the best in Lapeer County. But we already knew that. There's been some other schools around here that have gotten that, but what a great honor for us. A couple of other things just to highlight the significance of this and what makes OP such a big deal and such a kind of just a beacon of excellence that people are taking notice of. I mean, how lucky are we? We got 25, we have 8 teachers who have been here for 25 years or more. I mean, what a cool honor for those folks who have dedicated their lives to this building and to this district to do that. Clearly, people around the area are taking notice of how great OP is. If you look at our enrollments versus unenrollments, not including kindergarten, because all those kids are new, we've had 25 new students enroll and only 16 unenroll. So to have that high of a plus minus of enrollments versus people leaving, I think shows the quality of the work that our folks are doing. Our school choice numbers are really good, and I think if we continue to share this great news around the surrounding areas, maybe put a billboard on the way to Armada and Imlay City or something of like, hey, come to Almont Blue Ribbon School, I would only assume our numbers are going to go up. And then I just think it's really cool to highlight that if you look at students, with disabilities, we have 48% of those students achieving proficiency on the M-STEP. The state average is 16. We're 3 times higher than that. I mean, when you say like all means all, and the point of public school is to school every child in your community who comes here, like we're doing just a fabulous job. I mean, huge credit to those special education teachers and their aides in our classroom. I don't normally read from a PowerPoint, and my 10th grade speech teacher would be disappointed in me if she sees me doing this. But I think this is worth sharing, and I just want to underscore for everybody here and watching at home. They ask you what makes your school special. 300 words or less. And so I just want to read what I shared with you guys, because I think it's important for everybody in our whole community to hear. So bear with me. So when you walk in the doors of Orchard Primary School, you're immediately met with the feeling that this is a special place, the sort of school you would want your own child to attend. Orchard Primary is at the heart of a tight-knit community of Almont, Michigan, and truly embodies what it means to be an elementary school. The greatest driver of student success is the exceptional quality of our teachers and staff. High expectations are at the heart of our instructions. Our teachers provide exceptional differentiation and high-quality instruction to meet the needs of a vast array of unique learners. Our What I Need program, WIN, provides targeted support to those students who need additional opportunities to grow as learners. The hard work and commitment from our team is evident in our exceptional academic achievement on state assessments. What sets us apart is the high expectations and excellence extend far beyond the academic realm. Teachers instill a sense of kindness, care, and altruism in their students. We pride ourselves on our Rad Raider expectations. We're ready to learn, we're always safe, and we do the right thing. Sets a foundation for the social emotional learning that takes place within our building. If you've been fortunate enough to have a kid come to OP, I think we should all consider ourselves blessed. I mean, you look at teachers who have just given their lives to this building and to this district, and we're just so fortunate to be part of that. And I just feel honored to be the one who gets to share this news, because it's really the work of all those teachers and families and staff and previous principals who have done this work. And it's an incredible honor for our building. So we want to celebrate this as high as we can and shout it from the rooftops. So again, November 13th, Ms. Vaughn and I are taking 5 teachers over to Lansing to go get honored with this. We've got our Blue Ribbon Spirit Week coming up, and Ms. Burrow is going to talk about some of that in just a minute, because the PTA and an amazing committee of teachers did some really awesome planning on this. I said, y'all run wild with this. You guys know I'm not creative. But let's celebrate this. So we'll have a Blue Ribbon themed Spirit Week. On the January 15th, it's a half day. So we're going to have an assembly from 11 to 11:30, and then from 1:30 to 3:30, because it is that half day. We want to invite everybody back, whether it be 4th grade teachers who played a big part in this, all those 4th through 12th graders whose academic successes contributed to this. I'd love to see some Board of Education members there and some community members there to celebrate this, because this is all of our honor, man. We want to make this a big celebration for everybody to see. We're also going to reach out to some high school students for their capstone project to see if they'll paint that hallway by the music room and across from the library with a blue ribbon theme as part of a senior capstone. We want to get handprints from K-8 kids and maybe even a little bit more outside of the cafeteria to say I had a hand in making this a blue ribbon school, because that would be super cute and super cool. To get everybody together in blue shirts and take a big picture of us in a big blue ribbon so we can maybe make a big poster or something to share that out with everybody. We're inviting anybody and everybody who will listen to the celebration. Newspapers, radio stations, TV stations. I mean, the community in the surrounding area should know how amazing our kids are and how amazing our staff is. And then we'll also reach out to some high school students to see if they'll help us put together a montage of K through 12 students and everybody of what they love about OP and what makes us a good place. So, last thing, I want to talk about the celebration support that we're doing to make all this possible. We've got an amazing teacher committee that worked together to put this, plan this celebration, because again, not creative, not clever. And again, our teachers, they're the driving force behind getting this honor. I cannot say that enough times of how just phenomenal our teaching staff is to get this. Ms. Burrow, do you want to talk real quick about what the PTA, and then Ms. Burrow and I went and talked to the DDA, the Downtown Development Association, last week to see if they'll help us support this community-wide as well.
So I have a whole page of notes from our meeting that we did with the teachers. And I concur with Mr. Bruno, like an amazing committee of teachers. Like they came in and immediately, and I'm going to shout out one, Ms. Ruhala sat down and she said, how are we including the former students that were here and helped make this possible? That was her first concern. And I was like, wow, she is like on it. I didn't even think of that. So that's a big reason of why we're trying to include 4th through 8th graders, because they had a huge hand in helping make this possible for us. So one idea was to hang blue ribbons on the trees outside of the school. And again, we have some awesome teachers. Miss Landishire, that was her idea, kind of played off of a PTA member idea, and Ms. Shaka acted on it. She counted how many maple trees are out front lining the bus loop, and she said that, and I think this is right, there's a maple tree for every classroom in the bus loop, so each classroom can fill out a blue ribbon and we can hang them from the tree. And so like one tree will be Miss Landishire's, one tree will be Mrs. Connor's, one tree will be Mrs. Kemp's. Like you can just go through the whole school and everybody will have a tree with their blue ribbons on there. And so we'll pass those out and have the kids write what they love the most, or, kindergartners, they're still working on it. So if they draw like a happy face or a smiley or a heart or anything like that, we'll take whatever we can get. We are going to book a DJ for our celebration on the 15th. And we would like to get glow stick bracelets and necklaces for that celebration as well. Probably pass them out at the assembly, and then the kids can come back for the celebration with them. We're really, really, really leaning into the blue part of the blue ribbon. So in addition to that, for the celebration, they want to get, the teachers requested a cotton candy machine with all blue cotton candy, and also a snow cone machine, again blue. So you're just going to see a lot of blue covered, sugared up children that day. So we apologize in advance. What else? So the Spirit Week, some ideas that we had, the necklaces, the glow stick necklaces and bracelets, making friendship bracelets. Of course, age appropriate. We were talking about like first and kindergarten can do something that's not as, fine. And then the older kids can do like the more like quote unquote Taylor Swift type of bracelets, friendship bracelets, getting blue ribbons to wear, decking yourself out in Blue Day, doing like cookie parties where they can decorate a sugar cookie with white and blue icing. So, and then again, like it says on the bottom, we're just really going to work really hard to help with the teachers that came together to make this committee to help plan the celebration and the assembly. And again, doing whatever we can to help support and finance some of it. And then we're also looking at getting some type of big banner for the building. Mr. Bruno and I were brainstorming the other day, and I found an idea, and it's it's a giant blue ribbon and they just stuck it on the front of the school, and he was sold on that one. So we're gonna brainstorm some more and see how we can get that into motion and everything like that. So I think that about covers it. Do you want me to talk about the DDA, or do you want to? So we went to the DDA meeting last week, kind of cut out a spectacular early so that we could go let them know our awesome news. We've asked them to help us in getting flags for the polls downtown. I believe it was suggested having kids draw pictures or write something about what they love about the OP or what's so amazing about the OP, and then putting those quotes on the banners on the light poles. Asking for meals for teachers once a month, whether it's from the DDA or from businesses in town. Obviously we have amazing restaurants, but we also have amazing non-restaurant businesses, and if they would be willing to sponsor a meal for our teachers as well. Painting the windows of the stores downtown, just like they've done in the past with football and soccer and all of our amazing sports teams that have done so well. And then we would like the banner for downtown that goes across the light poles, but we were informed that the one light pole is not in good condition. So that's our next step, is to find out who we need to talk to for that and kind of push that along, because this guy really wants to make a huge deal out of it, and I agree, and I do too. And so we're doing everything and anything that we can within our capacity. So you're welcome.
I know I've talked a lot, and you guys have heard a lot from me over the last while, but again, I'm so stoked about this. I could talk all day about our great school. I would love to, if we could, as a district, find some other ways just to support this. We talked about maybe getting some lawn signs that we could get out to families and maybe put in the bus loops of some facts about OP that say it's a blue ribbon school, and then share some of those things. If we could find some district potential funds or some potential donors around the community who would help us get shirts for all of our staff that are blue for the celebration on the 15th, I think that would be really cool. So we could all be kind of in uniform shouting that out. I think our teachers have more than earned, if we could find it in our hearts and in our wallets, to find a meal for them at least once a month, to just say, hey, thanks for all your hard work and making us a nationally recognized school. Or I guess now it's the statewide school because of other changes. We've seen other schools in the past, if you drive through towns, where they have like outside on where their reader board is, where it says like a national blue ribbon school. I think if we put that outside there, again, the more we advertise this, I think the more it's going to help us get more families in the door, school of choice wise, which, every student is $10,050 more in our pockets, not to make everything financial, but a great way to just turn this into the next steps. And then, just any support financially we can give to our teachers who have given that extra time out of their day to come to these blue ribbon committee meetings and help plan this, I think is always just a nice thing to give back to our teachers and staff. I know I've talked a lot, and I've taken up a lot of this evening, but I just think it's incredibly cool, the opportunity we have to share what an amazing place Orchard Primary is. We are just incredibly blessed and fortunate to have such a fantastic staff and community who made this possible. So thank you all. And if you have questions, thoughts, or anything, please, happy to answer them. But thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Bruno. Thank you, Mr. Farrar. This is just absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to Principal Bruno partnering with the PTA and even extending this out to our community partners is phenomenal. It's absolutely deserving, and I'm very excited about the praise and the achievement and student achievement that OP has been able to attain. So thank you so much. We look forward to all the celebration. Please include all of us in all the plans and dates and times. We want to make sure that everyone is included and invited as you guys get on with the celebration. But we are very excited about this achievement. It is absolutely stellar. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This will be our first questions and comments from the audience pertaining to the agenda. Does anybody want to be recognized? Anybody from the board? Okay. Consent agenda.
Ms. Smith.
Mr. Burrow.
I move the Board of Education approve the consent agenda. A, approval of the minutes from the regular meeting September 22nd, 2025. B, approval of the minutes from the work session October 21st, 2025.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Ms. Smith.
Mr. Wade.
I move the Board of Education approve the bills payable and acknowledge the receipt of the financial reports as proposed by administration and reviewed by the Finance Committee as follows. September 16th, 2025 through October 17th, 2025 disbursements. General fund total, $261,086.37. School lunch fund, $148,771.92. Student activity fund, $27,562.21. 2014 sinking fund, $48,500.00. Subtotal, $485,920.50. ACH wire transactions, September 16th through October 17th, $975,460.52. EduStat, $18,139.29. Health Equity, HSA, $39,650.66. Credit card, BMO, $23,118.69. Total funds spent, $1,542,289.66. Check numbers and voided checks as listed below.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Please make sure that you acknowledge the Orchard Primary, Middle School, High School, and Athletic Student Activity account reports.
I'll start with the principal reports, starting with Orchard Primary. It was mentioned tonight. A huge thank you again to the Orchard Primary, the OP PTA, putting on the Spooktacular night on October 22nd. Families learned all about the creepy crawlies, built their own bugs, met some real life bugs, and got to eat dirt cups, which is pudding and gummy worms. So thank you for that. Third graders went to the Troy Schoolhouse for a field trip. While the day was rainy, there was still a lot of fun and learning to take place. Second grade went to Seven Ponds and had lots of fun learning about the outdoors. OP had their leaf kickoff last week and are excited to continue the wonderful program for all of the students. OP also had a wonderful fire prevention week at the start of the month and had fun learning about safety. They're super excited this week for Halloween and all the accompanying celebrations. From the middle school, teachers are currently analyzing student performance data from spring MSTEP and the beginning of the year fall NWA assessments to identify specific areas of need and strategically plan for targeted data-driven instruction. The sixth grade class recently returned from a successful and educational field trip to Chatfield, where students participated in a variety of hands-on experiential learning activities that reinforced our science and history curricula. Fourth grade students were treated to an interactive presentation by Science Alive visitors, bringing engaging and memorable scientific concepts directly into the classrooms and sparking student interest in STEM subjects. Also, they concluded a highly successful Unity Spirit Week, which fostered a positive and inclusive school climate through daily activities and discussions focused on building a culture of kindness, respect, and friendship among all students. In the coming week, middle school will shift its focus to Red Ribbon Week, featuring the theme, Life is a Puzzle, Solve It Drug-Free, with special activities designed to educate students on making healthy drug-free choices. The middle school is looking forward to the annual Boo Bash dances on Wednesday, October 29th. It's an evening that promotes school spirit and provides a safe and fun social opportunity for the student. From Mr. Spear for the high school, homecoming went off without a hitch. From the amazing victory on the football field to the amazing night dancing on the gymnasium floor on Saturday, the homecoming festivities were yet another resounding success. On top of the wonderful work put in by the student council, Miss Wright, and many other volunteers, truly make it a special event. We're also proud that we yet again were able to provide a fun night for all grades in the building, including the 8th grade students. Almont High School's band marches on. Mr. Wetzel and the band students received straight ones, a superior rating at the Michigan Schools Band and Orchestra Association District 3 Marching Band Festival. We continue to be so proud of the great work our musicians do on and off the field. October 1st was Rachel's Challenge Day. Students from grades 7 through 12. Yep, that's right. They welcomed some AMS students through the doors. They assembled throughout the day to learn about Rachel Scott, the girl behind Rachel's Challenge, and her tragic yet inspiring story of hope. Just a couple things. Again, just congratulations to the Orchard Primary. I know that Mr. Bruno there spent some time highlighting this, very unique and just wonderful achievement. So again, thank you, Mr. Bruno. Thank you, Mrs. Burrow, for your time, for being here to explain everything and the upcoming celebrations as well. I also want to extend a thank you to our community, our parents and residents out there for taking the time to complete the recent community survey. Your feedback provides critical insight as we evaluate the next steps for a bond or sinking fund proposal. Our community's engagement and care for our students' future remain the foundation of the work. I will be reaching out to various school stakeholders to analyze and discuss the survey results through a newly formed community committee, and that will be coming up in the next few weeks. Upcoming stakeholder survey, there will be another survey released soon to our various school stakeholders as we continue to gather input from across the district and into our community. This process will help guide our preparation for the MASB, which is the Michigan Association of School Boards workshop in December. We look forward to continued collaboration and open conversations about the path forward for Almont Community Schools.
And a finance.
The Board of Education approves the employment of all personnel. The position of MOSI teacher at Almont Middle School remains vacant. After a thorough and exhaustive search, the district has decided to contract with the staffing service, Soliant. Soliant has helped us secure Katie Dixon, a well-qualified certified teacher who will help us continue to meet the needs of our students. Recommended by committee, 3-0.
Ms. Smith.
Mr. Ray,
I move the Board of Education fill the MOSI teacher position at Almont Middle School with personnel provided by Soliant.
Support.
motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to new hires. Or resignations, sorry, I'll start there, resignations. The Board of Education, did I go out of order? I'm sorry, if I did. No, I did not. Okay, thank you, I'm sorry, just kind of skipping ahead here. Let me start with resignations and retirements. The Board of Education may agree to a resignation retirement at any time after replacement suitable to the school administration the board has obtained, provided that the circumstances underlying the resignation or retirement are valid in the opinion of the board and warrant a search for replacement. After 26 years of service in the district, with many of those years as the principal secretary at Orchard Primary, Mrs. Susie Stone is retiring. Mrs. Stone is looking forward to relocating to the Upper Peninsula with her husband and will miss the Almont community. Amanda Myers is resigning from her position as administrative assistant to the superintendent. Mrs. Myers has accepted a position in another district and will miss the district and her work with the theater students at Almont High School. Discussed and recommended by committee, 3-0.
Mrs. Smith? I move that the Board of Education approve the retirement of Susan Stone and the resignation of Amanda Myers, and wish them both well in their future endeavors.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Moving on to new hires. The Board of Education approves all personnel. Ms. Lewis is pleased to recommend Ms. Danielle White for the art teacher position at Almont Middle School. Ms. White is a graduate of Almont High School and holds a Bachelor of Fine Arts with a concentration in illustration. Ms. White's enthusiasm and experience will make her a great addition to AMS. Mr. Bruno is happy to recommend Mrs. Martina Tursinovich as the new behavioral interventionist at Orchard Primary. Mrs. Tursinovich comes to ACS with a master's degree in both clinical mental health counseling and school counseling. With Mrs. Tursinovich's experience working with K through 12 students, she'll be an excellent fit at OP. Almont Middle School is also excited to welcome Miss Jamie Cheney and Miss Lisa Brandt as special education paraprofessionals in our MOSI classroom. With the retirement of Mrs. Stone, Mr. Bruno is pleased to recommend Mrs. Christina Couture as the new office assistant at Orchard Primary. Mrs. Couture currently serves as a recess para at OP and is looking forward to transitioning to her role in the office. Discussed and recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Eckert.
I move that the Board of Education approve the hiring of Danielle White, Martina Tripinovich, Jamie Chaney, and Lisa Brandt, and welcome them to the district.
Support?
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
And at this time, if we could, I do have Mrs. Tursinovich here with her family, it looks like, and best friend, I found out tonight. I just found that out, Mrs. Welch, one of our middle school teachers. So I was wondering, Martina, could you come up here and introduce yourself to the board and we'll get a picture? That would be great. And thank you, family, for coming. It's great to see you. You guys want to come on and I'll get a picture.
I would have went down there. Thank you. Welcome to the district.
With you and the board. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you, family.
Feel free to
And
share
Brett.
or whatever you'd like to do. Yeah. Thank you, family, for being here.
Thank you.
Go down. Moving to teacher change in pay. In order to be eligible to advance from one lane on the salary schedule to a higher lane, a teacher must make written proof of the completion of courses and/or degree requirements in the form of an official transcript of credits from the institution from which the credits were earned. Mrs. Carly Connor is moving from a BA plus 18 to an MA on the teacher's salary schedule. Recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Eckert.
I move that the Board of Education advance Carly Connor to the appropriate level of the salary schedule in accordance with provisions outlined in the master agreement between the Board of Education and the Almont Education Association, and commend her for her commitment to continued learning.
Support?
Motion and support. Any discussion?
Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
I'd just like to recognize, I got to thank her in person because she was manning the insect table at Spooktacular. But I got to thank Ms. Connor in person for her continued work. So it is a big deal for them to continue their education, especially as a new mom. So that was quite the accomplishment.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Moving on to January School of Choice. Almont Community Schools participates in 105 and 105C School of Choice programs. It is up to the district to decide if School of Choice will be specific to a building, grade, or program. The School of Choice window opens in May for the fall and in January for the winter-spring second semester. This year, due to the class sizes at the K-5 level, it has been discussed that the district limit or close School of Choice to some grades. At this time, I would recommend that the School of Choice be closed to grades Young 5, kindergarten, second grade, third grade, and fifth grade. I do recommend we open up to 5 additional spots in first grade and 2 spots in fourth grade, with 6th through 12th grade open for enrollment as well. Discussed and recommended 3-0.
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Eckert.
I move that the Board of Education approve the winter 2026 School of Choice window be closed for grades 5-5, K, second, third, and fifth, with limited spots available in the first and fourth grade, open enrollment for grades, and open enrollment for grades 6 through 12.
Support?
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Moving on to policy update. The board adopts bylaws and policies for organization and operation of the board and district. Bylaws and policies may be adopted, amended, and repealed at any meeting of the board, provided the proposed adoption, amendment, or repeal shall have been proposed at a previous board meeting, and once proposed, shall have remained on the agenda of each succeeding board meeting until approved or rejected. Bylaw 0131.1. To ensure clarity, consistency, and the avoidance of conflicts of interest, the proposed policy outlines the limitations regarding school administrators and members of the Board of Education serving as coaches or club sponsors within Almont Community Schools. This is the sixth read. The proposed policy reads as follows. Number one, the prohibition of new roles. This would be effective, whatever the date would be. School administrators and members of the Almont Community Schools Board of Education shall not be eligible to serve as coaches or club sponsors for any district-sponsored athletic team or extracurricular club. Number two would have been a grandfather clause. Any school administrator or board member who is currently serving as a coach or club sponsor as of the effective date of this policy shall be grandfathered in and may continue in that role, provided that all regular district expectations and performance standards are met. Three, exception for vacant positions. If a coaching or club sponsor position remains vacant, a school administrator or board member may be considered for the role. Such an appointment shall only be made upon approval by the Almont Board of Education during a public board meeting. This has been rejected by committee 0-3.
Mrs. Smith? I move-
Mr. Eckert.
Move that the Board of Education move to reject the proposed policy.
Support?
Any, motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Moving on to Neola update, second read. The board adopts bylaws and policies for organization and operation of the board and district. Bylaws and policies may be adopted, amended, and repealed at any meeting of the board, provided the proposed adoption, amendment, or repeal shall have been proposed at a previous board meeting, and once proposed, shall have remained on the agenda of each succeeding board meeting until approved or rejected. Bylaw 0131.1. The district's policy service, Neola, has provided the following policy recommendation. This is the second reading. The policy 1422, non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, anti-harassment, revision. 2210, curriculum development, revision. 2266, non-discrimination on the basis of sex and education programs or activities, revision. 2412, homebound instruction program, revision. 3122, non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, and anti-harassment, revision. 4122, non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, and anti-harassment, revision. 4162, controlled substances and alcohol for bus drivers, revision. 5120, assignment within district, revision. 7540.02, digital content and accessibility, revision. 8305, information security, revision. 1623, section 504, the prohibition against disability discrimination in employment, technical correction. 2260, non-discrimination and access to equal educational opportunity, technical correction. 22601.01, section 504, technical correction. 3123, section 504, technical correction. 5123, section 504, technical correction. 1422.02, non-discrimination based on genetic information of the employee, rescind, now it's covered under 1422. 1662, anti-harassment, rescind, now covered under 1422. 3122.02, non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, and anti-harassment, rescind, now it's covered under 3122. 3362, non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, and anti-harassment, rescind, now covered under 3122. 4122.02, non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, and anti-harassment, rescind, now covered under 4122. 4362, non-discrimination, equal employment opportunity, and anti-harassment, rescind, now covered under 4122. 7541, electronic data processing recovery plan, rescind, now covered under 8300. District specific, 3112, 4112, social interaction, board and staff communications, and 1130, conflict of interest. Recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Eckert?
I move that the Board of Education adopt the proposed policies.
Support?
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Moving on to board operating procedures update. The Board of Education shall adopt bylaws and policies for the organization and operation of this board in the district and shall be bound to follow such bylaws and policies. Policy 0131.1. Based on board discussion, the monthly work sessions and regular meetings will continue to be recorded via YouTube and made available to the public for 60 days. This will now be reflected in the board operating procedures under 1.3.1 letter E, recommended by committee 3-0.
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Eckert?
I move that the Board of Education approve the update to the board operating procedures.
Support?
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Will bring us to our second questions and comments from the audience. If anybody would like to be recognized, please come up to the podium. You'd have 3 minutes to speak. Would anybody like to be recognized at this time? Any questions or comments from the Board of Education? Mr. Burrow?
I just want to recognize, I know Mr. Bruno gave a great presentation earlier. Just thank you for everything that you've done. I know that you're thanking staff, but the administrative team's a big part of that as well. So thank you. Thank the teachers out there that are listening, and thank you to all the families that are participating because they're a big part of it as well. And anything that the board can do, feel free to come here and let us know. So.
Anybody else? I would like to congratulate our high school band. I am not in band, but I have heard that getting all ones is a very, very high accomplishment. So thank you to our music program and Mr. Wetzel and to all of our students who represent Almont at these band competitions. Is there any future agenda items?
Mrs. Smith, can I do a shout out real quick if I could, please? I just wanted to say congratulations to Susie Stone again as she retires after many years of dedicated service to Orchard Primary. Mrs. Stone has played an essential role in so much of OP successes over the years. So a huge thank you to her and best wishes as she moves into the UP, I believe, to start the next chapter of her life with her family and loved ones. So shout out for Mrs. Stone. Also, I'd like to extend a thank you to Amanda Myers for her exceptional service as my administrative assistant over the past couple of years. She has strengthened our schools by helping establish systems and processes that I believe will benefit the district well into the future. I also want to do a shout out, a thank you for all of her work with the Almont Theater program, because she definitely has helped expand that program, and we're looking forward to our future programs coming up this school year. So just wish her the best success in her future endeavors as well. Thank you.
Any future agenda items?
Mrs. Smith,
Mr. Burrow?
I move the Board of Education adjourn the October 27th, 2025 regular meeting at 7:18 p.m.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.